Step into the extraordinary green room, a realm like no other. Within these walls, we delve into tales of resilience, inspiration, and the profound significance of authenticity. Here, our unwavering focus lies on the profound healing and profound wisdom gained from life's trials and triumphs. Allow yourself to be guided by the remarkable Dr. Michelle G., a beacon of guidance, compassion, and spiritual illumination, as she leads us on an extraordinary odyssey to release the burdens that shackle us and embrace the finest versions of ourselves. Unite with us in the transformative green room encounter and embark on an awe-inspiring journey towards unparalleled personal growth. You may come to the green room broken, but in this room, you will be healed. The wait is over and the time is now. Let's join Dr. G with this week's guest. It will be amazing.
And welcome to the green room. I'm so, did I say so? I'm so excited! Okay, I got it out. Okay, I'm gonna calm down now. I'm really excited because we're still dealing with the queens, and I love queens. And tonight, we get to continue with the queens. And tonight we've got Ed White High School and their representation of the royal family, their queens here. And I'm so excited about it tonight. You know, there's so many things that our young ladies are doing now. There's so many things that aren't positive. There's so many things that don't represent what we'd like for them to represent. So I thought that we've got to lift up. When they do it right, when they get it right, when they represent the way we'd like for them, we've got to spotlight them. So this has been their spotlight. They have their own series and they get a moment to shine. And so tonight's shining, I have Miss Ed White and Miss Ed White first runner-up. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you in their own way.
Hello everyone, my name is Sakai Davis. I am the 51st Miss Era H. White for the 2023 to 2024 school year. And I'm the daughter of Sanichas Davis and Alistair Davis.
All right.
Okay, good evening. My name is Kayla McDowell. I'm the first runner-up, Miss Ed White for the 2023-2024 school year.
All right, and so there you have it, Miss Ed White and her first runner-up. We've been doing a series here in the green room where we've declared that the wait is over and the time is now. So I want to talk about the wait shifting a little bit. I've got parents that are buzzing all around after pageant season. Hey, can my daughter be in a pageant? Can my son be in a pageant? You know somebody can help them. Can you got time to help them? You know, so yeah, like really, parents want these kids to be in the pageant. So y'all were in the pageant because your parents wanted you to be in it?
Not really.
No, not for me.
So why did you decide to be a part of Miss Ed White pageant?
Well, for me, I seen it as an opportunity for me to advance my level of confidence and for me to just grow as a better person in all. And plus, it's been something that I want to have been doing since my sophomore year. And before that, I didn't even know what a pageant was or a high school pageant or anything. So for me, a pageant was just a stepping stone for my confidence and my creativity as a person and to tell others to be themselves and that it's okay to be you.
All right. And so mom pushed you to be in this pageant?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
So I'm in the AVIC class and I volunteered at the last pageant. So I was running in and out the auditorium. And I said, I really want to do this because I just really wanted to do it. I've grown up watching toddlers and tiaras. So I already had the idea in my head, oh, okay, this is what a pageant is? I want to do this. So I went home, I told my mama, she said, okay, all right, you want to do this? Let's do this. And ever since then, I did it. I really love the process. It's pushed me.
Okay.
I learned so much about myself that I never thought I would ever learn, not as a 17-year-old. So this was a very enjoyable process.
Okay. So you get in the pageant because you want to be in the pageant. So that's the first step, parents. Don't push your kids to be in this pageant. I think we've heard it a couple times from a couple different queens. Don't live through your kids. You know, you didn't get a chance to do it when you was little. If it's not what they want to do, don't push them. You'll be wasting your time. You'll be wasting your money. But if they have the desire, like our queen here and our first runner-up did, to become a part of the pageant, support them. Give them what they need to be a part of something that's going to be life-changing, that's going to ultimately enhance their skills and be a memory that they create to last a lifetime. So you're talking about the process. What did you learn about yourself during the pageant? What did you learn?
Wow, it's so many things. I can't even, put them on my fingers. But overall, sometimes we think that we know ourselves fully, but do we really know ourselves fully? Because this pageant experience has taught me that you still have things about yourself that you don't even know. You still have certain aspects about yourself that still need to be discovered. So this pageant experience
We hate to interrupt this broadcast green room family. We know it's getting good, but we have a special announcement from our host and our sponsors. If you would like to be a co-sponsor or advertiser, let us know. We'll be right back to our scheduled programming after these messages.
They know how bad it can be out here, and they do nothing about it. They said they had cameras, but they never worked. They never said you wouldn't feel safe in your own apartment. If you or a loved one were assaulted at your apartment or a business, call the Daniels Law Firm at 904-432-1219. That's 904-432-1219.
Do you enjoy helping people? Are you able to give good advice? Maybe you should develop that skill. You should become a life coach. Take a class 1 day a week for 90 minutes for 12 weeks in the comfort of your home and become a certified life coach. Or maybe you are currently a life coach. We can help you monetize your business with our training. A new virtual class is starting soon in Jacksonville. Learning to become a life coach. For more information, go to www.powercoach.info or call 904-719-6324. If you are already a life coach and want to take it further, ask our counselors about our new Training the Trainers coaching program and become certified to teach life coaches.
Listen, ladies, let me introduce you to Shakay's Boutique. Listen, I got what you need. Listen, ladies, I cater to all, but my specialty is my plus size ladies. Listen, ladies, I have those small handbags. Listen, ladies, I also have lashes. Yes, lashes on the go. Listen, ladies, you like those fluffy lashes? Holla at your girl. Listen, because I got what you need. Listen, ladies, Shakay's Boutique got what you need. Stop by, get a business card. Listen, holla at me because I got what you need, ladies. Follow Shakay's Boutique.
It's me beyond my limits and beyond what I could ever imagine what I could do.
Okay. What about you?
For me, going through this process, I realized that I am so resilient. Growing up, I played softball, I was a cheerleader, but after a while, I stopped. This pageant, I could not stop. I pushed myself to beat the odds because, yes, I do have a speech impediment, but I had to learn I'm still 100% human and I'm perfectly fine. So I pushed myself and I was resilient enough to complete this process, and I really applaud myself, and I would love to, uplift my surrounding peers that whatever you go through, it does not matter, because if you push yourself, hard work really pays off, because I did the hard work and it paid off.
All right,
yes,
all right. That's a great one. Okay, so you got these beautiful crowns. I told y'all before we started airing that I know your mama when you're not looking, because I did it with my daughter. I put on her crown. I got in the mirror. Shucks, I earned that crown too. So, every once in a while I walk around the house. You got these beautiful crowns. They're sparkling, long ways from where we come from with them. They're beautiful, but it has to be more than a crown. It has to be more than this beautiful adornment that you wear on your head. It has to be a crown within. How are you going to use this crown to help the student body at your school? What are you planning on doing with this beautiful crown?
So what I plan on doing for my school is just showing kids, not just young ladies, but even people older than me, that you could still look up to someone who may not look like you or who may not be in the same grade as you, or who may even not go to the same school as you, and that your creativity is beyond your limits, and do not suppress your mind to what somebody tells you that you can't do, because the mind is one of the strongest things that we have. So go as far as you can, because there is no ending. So take it while you can.
Okay. What you gonna do with this crown? How you gonna push the student body with your crown?
I would love to implement my platform, Let's Talk About It.
Okay.
Let's Talk About It spreads awareness on people with speech impediments. But not only speech impediments, people with disabilities all over. Because my mom, she is a special needs teacher, and I've always been around students who may have disabilities. And I just want to show them it doesn't matter how people think you are, what you believe inside is what truly matters. So that's what I would love to do with my crown and my platform and the title.
Okay. And what's your platform, Miss Ed White? Tell me about your platform.
So my platform is named Comfort Cookies, and basically that is where me and a couple of students in a program that's implemented in my school, we bake cookies for the homeless, and we go out and give the homeless people cookies in hopes that they feel a sense of enjoyment and a sense that someone still cares about them. And I feel like my platform also ties into my personality, because me personally, when I'm making cookies, I feel like the sweetness of a cookie describes how sweet of a person I am and how I like to give back to my community and give back to people and show them that there's more than your situation.
And Celeste, that's a good segue right there. I happen to know a little birdie told me about your talent and what you did at the pageant. Mm-hmm. And so I know when you started the pageant process, you were kind of struggling with what you were going to do for a talent. You didn't feel like you had a talent. And you've got a God-given talent, an amazing talent. You're an amazing baker. And so you took that and turned that into a talent. Let's talk to those out there in Green Room Nation that's saying, I'd like to be in a pageant, but what in the world am I going to do? What does that look like? How does that go?
So for me, I really couldn't pinpoint down specifically, because I'm a creative person. When you're creative, you have so many aspects that you're good in, and you can't just, pick one aspect out. So for me, I figured that, I'm good at speaking, so a monologue would be good. But then it came to, how am I going to implement my monologue? How am I going to perform it on stage? What am I going to do? How many props am I going to have? And it came down to those type of questions. But eventually, thank you, God, we came up with the answer, and it all played out really smoothly and went very good.
So don't worry about if you don't think you have a talent, because everybody can do something. And if you practice enough, then what could happen? You might win.
Yeah.
It could happen. Yeah. It could happen. It did happen. Look at you all. You're sporting this crown. So yeah, I think we learned on one of the other segments that practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, which is okay. You don't have to be perfect. You can be perfectly imperfect. There's so many things that are going on in the schools today, post-COVID, and everybody trying to get back into the swing of things. And the norm is now different. Things are different. And so with that being said, what's going to be your role as the ambassador on your campus? What's your responsibility on campus?
So my role as, Miss Ed White is what I mainly want to focus on is to be myself, because I encourage other people to be their self. Because if you're trying to be someone else, it's not going to fit right on you, and it's not going to have a good look for you. But I also want students to understand that you could have a title, but you're still a normal person. You still make mistakes. You still do things that, that normally happen. So I just want to let the students at my school know that you can have a title, but you're still a person. You still have feelings. So.
No, that's good. People think a lot of times when you win something or when you're named something that the human side of you goes away, but you still have emotion, you still have feelings, you still have thoughts, and you still have desires and things that you want to see done. And it's important that you don't let anything stand in the way or jeopardize you being in the position to not be able to fulfill what your commitment to the crown is. So you're beautiful. Just looking at you, you're beautiful. But outside beauty, you got brains. Tell me what your next is. You won't always be at Ed White. What do you want to do?
So for me, what I want to do is attend a college, university, and get a degree in business management and entrepreneurship to continue my entrepreneurial paths and expand what I'm going to do as far as my baking business, because I also want to have speaking engagements where I can give inspirational speeches to other people, older people and younger people, to thrive, to be yourself, because that's all you can be. I can't stress it enough. And even because I know that in this day and age, younger kids want to follow trends, but you have to realize those things come and go. So just be yourself, because that's all you can be. And that's how you're memorable in this world.
By being yourself.
Yes.
That's pretty wonderful. And so what's your plans? What's your next?
My plans after high school, I would love to attend an HBCU. I don't really know what HBCU, but I do know I want to go into the medical field. And even if I don't go into the medical field, I want to go into criminal justice. I love criminal shows, so I would love to be like an FBI agent, but I also want to be a travel nurse. So this summer, I'm really going to, get on it to see which one I really want to do. But that's pretty much what I want to do after high school.
Well, the good thing is that you've started thinking about next. One of the luxuries that your generation doesn't have that maybe they think that they do have is that you've always got to be thinking about next. You've got to be planning for next. What you do today determines who you are tomorrow. And it's okay if you change your mind 1,000,000 times, but at least have a mind to change. Because if you never have a mind to change, oh boy, can you spend the rest of your days at Ed White? I don't think so. So I think you're on the right path. You're at least discovering some of the things that you're passionate about. Give them a try. And whatever serves you, do it. And when it no longer serves you, move on. The wait is truly over. The time is now for you to do what you want to do and to have what you want to have. And so pageant process, grueling. You learn a lot about yourself. We talked about that. You get goals. You learn things that you never thought you could do. We talked about that. We talked about all the things that you learned. Is there any takeaway? What's the downside? What's the part of pageantry that nobody thinks about? What maybe might be the bad side? We've given all the pluses, so we need to give overall a good picture of what it's like. If you could think of one thing that maybe wasn't so good, what's that one thing that you think of?
So when it comes to that question, the main thing that I could think of is your mental health at that certain time in the pageant, because when you're doing a pageant, you really must realize what you get yourself into, because there's a lot of studying, there's a lot of memorization, there's a lot of people coming at you from different type of ways, there's a lot of comments that you wouldn't expect to hear, but all of these negative things have a good play at the end, because it teaches you and it betters you as a person. And I feel like also another negative thing is probably the mental breakdowns, because it can happen. Me personally, I've had like 3 mental breakdowns with doing this pageant, because I was so hard on myself on memorizing my introduction, my talent, which was a monologue, so that was very long for me. And that's really much what I would say were the main thing.
Okay, so you got to be aware of your mental health. Parents, I hope you hear this. So when your kids are in these pageants, you need to ask them, how you feeling today? Are you okay? Sometimes they need a friend. Sometimes they don't need mama to remind them they didn't do the dishes or the laundry hadn't been done. Sometimes they just need, do you want a hamburger? Can we just go get a hamburger? Do you want a milk? Chick-fil-A it is. That's what they need. We want to make sure we stay on top of these kids' mental health. We want them to be in these things so that they can grow and they can stretch. But I definitely say, as a parent and as a pageant coach, you definitely want to stay on top of the parents, on top of the children's mental health. And so if you can think of something that wasn't so good that maybe we can point out that we can help somebody else, what would your takeaway be?
I agree with Sakaya about the mental health, but also the money. Going into the pageant process, you wouldn't think how much, you wouldn't think it would be so much money. From gowns to the introduction outfits, to the shoes, to the hair, to the interview outfits and the hair and the makeup, it all adds up. So you have to be mentally prepared to spend what it takes to become like the next queen or even just go through that process. So the money is probably like, ooh, wow.
You know, I'm glad you said that. As a culture, as a people, we don't like to talk about money. We shy away from money. We get mad when the preacher go to getting ready to lift the offering or whatever. We don't want to hear about money. As a pageant coach, first thing I do is I tell people up front, it's going to cost you about this. I say, and that's going to be the hair, that's going to be the makeup, that's going to be the this coach, that's going to be the that. You know, I think it's a good thing realistically, parents, if you're considering a pageant, to just sit down and make a budget of what it could cost you and to see if it's going to fit into something, if it's going to be something you can do. I've definitely worked with kids. This pageant season, I had an amazing kid who came up with a plan with his family, and they fundraised. They came up with everything they needed so that he could be a part of the pageant and he could represent himself well. And when he was on the stage, you couldn't tell that he fundraised to get everything he had because he was the best dressed person that was up there. So come up with a plan, something to help you with the finances. And if for whatever reason you find that you just don't have the finances, sometimes we have to make the hard decision and just tell our kids, maybe not this time, maybe the next thing to come up, mama be in a better situation, dad's in a better situation. But we probably want to pass on this. We don't ever want to put our children in a situation where they'll be embarrassed or, made fun of because they're not on the platform with other children. So you just want to think about that, parents, when you look into putting your kid in the pageant. Be creative, have a fundraiser, gather sponsors. That's another way to come up with funds. But yes, it is a financial obligation. So we're talking about the mental health, we're talking about the financial obligations. So though the crowns are shining and they're beautiful, it's not all glory. There's something that goes along with the story. It sounds like a lot of sacrifice went in, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. Yeah, but we're wearing these crowns and I love it. Listen, I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for coming up. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but wear it anyway. The wait is over and the time is now. Thank you so much, Green Room Nation. And welcome back to the Green Room. Wasn't tonight amazing with the Ed White Queens? I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. There's so many things our girls are doing, but there's so many things they're not doing. And what they're not doing is they're not taking no for an answer. They're not taking the banter that society wants to place on them. They are taking on their own model and making their own way. And I'm so excited about that tonight. I know you had to feel good. I'm excited. I've got Miss Alexa Robinson, who's one of the sponsors of the Royal Court at Ed White High School. And I know you were proud of them. What did you think when you saw them up there doing their interviews? How did that make you feel?
I definitely felt like those are my babies. Look at my queens. I am so proud of how far they have come. I think one of the girls in the other segment mentioned how long pageant season is. There's basketball season, football season, and then there's pageant season. And pageant season for us was a little bit longer this year. So 5 full months of pageantry. But it has been worth it to see them come so far.
I mean, you almost feel like a mom when their baby learns to walk or it's potty trained or learns to say mama for the first time. It's like, yes, she can walk. And you're thinking, okay, she can walk. What's the big deal? Yeah, what happened tonight was a really big deal. They presented themselves as poised, not only poised and beautiful, but articulate and intelligent. And I think that that's a wonderful thing. I've been trying to give feedback and tips to the parents. I keep getting bombarded by parents asking for help with their daughters. They want them to be in a pageant. They want to participate in the pageant. So I've been trying to give little hints and little advice to parents so that you can really consider, is this something that you really want to embark on? What do you want to tell parents about them putting their daughter in these pageants?
It is a commitment. It is a time commitment. It's a financial commitment. It is going to stretch you as much as it stretches your kids, and really think, is this investment worth it? And it is an investment more than anything. And be prepared mentally. You know, the students talked a lot about their mental health is going to weigh on your mental health as a parent, because you are seeing your child go through all of these changes kind of rapidly. And, you know, it's going to test you. They may not wash the dishes. They may not fold the clothes when they're supposed to, because they are really doing something that is something they've never experienced before. So just be patient. I think that is the thing, and be ready for the investment.
The investment, there's one thing about an investment. You get a return, and the return tonight was phenomenal, wasn't it? Y'all, it's me. It's Michelle G. I'm still here in the green room, and I'm sounding the alarm. The wait is over. It's truly over. And the time, it's now.
They know how bad it can be out here, and they do nothing about it. They said they had cameras, but they never worked. They never said you wouldn't feel safe in your own apartment. If you or a loved one were assaulted at your apartment or a business, call the Daniels Law Firm at 904-432-1219. That's 904-432-1219.
Listen, ladies, let me introduce you to Shakay's Boutique. Listen, I got what you need. Listen, ladies, I cater to all, but my specialty is my plus size ladies. Listen, ladies, I have those small handbags. Listen, ladies, I also have lashes. Yes, lashes on the go. Listen, ladies, you like those fluffy lashes? Holla at your girl. Listen, because I got what you need. Listen, ladies, Shakay's Boutique got what you need. Stop by, get a business card. Listen, holla at me because I got what you need, ladies. Follow Shakay's Boutique.
Do you enjoy helping people? Are you able to give good advice? Maybe you should develop that skill. You should become a life coach. Take a class one day a week for 90 minutes for 12 weeks in the comfort of your home and become a certified life coach. Or maybe you are currently a life coach. We can help you monetize your business with our training. A new virtual class is starting soon in Jacksonville. Learning to become a life coach. For more information, go to www.powercoach.info or call 904-719-6324. If you are already a life coach and want to take it further, ask our counselors about our new Training the Trainers coaching program and become certified to teach life coaches.
You've been a part of the Green Room community. During our time together, you've seen some incredible changes in our host's life, both physically and emotionally. Our amazing teacher and guest coaches have been kind enough to give you an exclusive look into their lives, all with the goal of helping you transform your own life. Your ongoing support means the world to us as it allows us to maintain a safe and inclusive space where we can all come together, share our stories, struggles, and experiences, and work towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. We can't wait to see you the next time we gather in the Green Room. You're now part of our family.